Most basic right, yet many Americans lack access to inexpensive, nutritious foods.
In 2020, according to the USDA, about 700,000 people, including almost 200,000 children in New Jersey, were food insecure.
This means they live in a household where they lack constant access to adequate food that is needed to live healthy, active lives.
If we break it down even further, according to a 2021 study conducted by the Food Research and Action Center, 14% of Black households and 18% of Latino households in New Jersey experience food insufficiency compared to 5% of white households.
This year, on Social with the Side of Justice, our goal is to bring awareness to this issue and highlight those individuals who are taking action to fight against this injustice.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of Social with a Side of Justice. I'm Julie.
I'm Mel.
And I'm Rachel. And today we're joined here today with Xavier Davis.
Yay!
He doesn't take the intro to social justice class, so we decided this could be a fun opportunity to kind of share our knowledge and also get like some feedback from somebody who doesn't really know anything about it. Yeah. So, have you ever heard of food deserts? Like, do you know what those are?
Yeah, I have a general idea.
Would you like to elaborate?
So basically, from what I know, it's basically areas that don't have access to adequate food.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't have access to good grocery stores and whatnot. And, it's mostly fast food restaurants in the area.
Yes, and yeah, it's like people who live more than a mile away from a food grocery store, and actually 40 million Americans live in a food desert. It's actually crazy statistics.
Yeah.
So, do you know by any chance what communities are mostly impacted by food deserts?
From what I've heard, it's mainly low income communities, and often those communities are populated with minorities.
No, yeah, that's actually really right.
It's actually
It's true.
Including, not surprising. Well, Long Branch is also a food desert in the mix.
It's one of 50 food deserts in New Jersey, which, again, crazy. And, considering they're so common, in New Jersey and all over the world, you'd think, people would talk more about them, but I feel like it's not really, a talked about topic. It's very, low-key, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel that most people don't really talk about this subject because it doesn't really impact them.
Yeah.
Just imagine, it's only 50 well, from our personal experience, it's only 50 communities in New Jersey out of, the thousands, hundreds,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
of course, if it doesn't affect you, you're not really going to be interested.
Yeah.
And it only makes up 6% of the actual United States, but 6% even, that's still a huge
Yeah, when the
amount of
population
people.
is millions of people, 6% is a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
large
And I think also just people don't really know what they are. I know Rachel the other day you brought up there's a lot of misinformation. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, hold up. So there's three main terms that are awfully kind of confused, which are food swamps, food deserts, and food insecurity, which all kind of mean the same thing, but really don't. They all
Yeah.
evolve around the same
General idea.
Yeah. So a food swamp refers to an urban area where fresh foods may be optional, but they're greatly outnumbered by what's around them. So this could mean, we might have a Stop and Shop here that may have healthy food items, but surrounding it is a whole bunch of fast food places, a whole bunch of corner stores, and sometimes often these I guess you could say grocery stores don't necessarily have everything you need.
Yeah.
So imagine
Yeah.
going to this one store and perhaps looking for a special type of milk because your child needs a certain type and they don't have it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to go to a grocery store that may, not a grocery store, a corner store that may have it probably for greater the value than it is and
Yeah.
probably not the best quality. And food insecurity is mostly an economic thing. So it happens when I guess a personal family doesn't have enough money to provide their family with the nutritions that they need. Unlike food deserts, food desert is a combination of both economical and geographic. So food insecurity is a little bit more easier to map out because
Yeah.
of like the economic stance.
Yeah, it's like not,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter like where it is. It could be anywhere,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. And I think it's also interesting to like talk about like the effects that food deserts and food insecurity can like have. Children that live within a food desert usually have more behavioral issues because they're not getting the nutrients they need.
Yeah.
And I feel like that definitely has an impact on like their academics and like school as well. We recently like took our SATs. Like, do you
Yeah.
guys think like
Oh, well, I know, well, at least the people who took Intro to Social Justice, like the class,
Yeah.
we all like did a project and we all actually saw like the average SAT score of the Long Branch district,
Yeah.
which wasn't very high compared to other,
Yeah.
I guess you can say like counties or like
Yeah.
towns nearby. I believe the average SAT score was about 930,
Yeah,
It
it
was
was, like, around
a 915.
915. That's
Yeah.
not anybody. Yeah, but
Yeah.
And like clearly because there was like a whole map, if you look at it, it's usually like the lower minority communities, like if we thought about it, like what like the ones we'd consider and like ourselves, they had the lower scores compared to like more like more
Colts
wealth,
Neck,
like
yeah,
more finance
Ocean.
schools, like Colts Neck and stuff like that. Their scores, even though they're like kind of close, they had a
yeah,
lot higher scores.
like when you look at Asbury,
Yeah.
their score was lower than ours.
Yeah.
But when you look at Shore Regional, which is like about maybe
it's literally like 5 minutes
it's
away?
5 minutes away in
the score
car.
is like a completely
It's like
different.
a 1200, 1100, like, oh, but yet when you look at the free reduced like percentage,
Yeah.
it's only like a 6% for them,
and ours is
unlike-
like 75%.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that definitely plays a major
And
toll. in
it's
our
just like
SATs.
crazy how like these communities can be like so close, but like within those communities things are so different.
Yeah, definitely.
And often like poverty is like seen as being in poverty is basically like a public health like living in poverty was like a public health crisis.
Yeah.
Like, as we say before, you know, of course there's a food deserts, but also there's also things such as like environmental racism that
Yeah.
goes on within
Yeah.
the communities. Like for example, in Long Branch, like 20 years ago, there was like a gas company who had like a chemical leak, and a lot of people like around that area like got cancer. Like, and this was like mainly around like a public housing area, like a low income area.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of these people like, though they got money from it, like the company settled it.
Yeah.
It was like a lot less than really what it should have been because people like don't have the resources to go out and fight for, you know, to like fight these lawsuits.
Yeah.
And where
To
was
get
this?
more money. This is in Long Branch. This
Oh,
is
really?
you know where Jerry Morgan Park is?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like around that area.
No, I need like more landmarks.
Like you know
Yeah.
the apartments
Color.
I can't remember
Color of the apartments. Like,
the I can't remember the name right now.
name like a place
By
that's
Gregory,
near.
right across from Gregory School, the park right there.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God,
Yes.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
like near like
Like,
Ellis.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Oh my
That's actually crazy. I literally didn't know that.
Yeah, it's look at
And yeah, all of these like issues, I think they just like combine and then like they just like affect school and it's
Yeah,
very
like-
visible. Like I think
and a lot of these food deserts, like they just really can't afford to like fight against like where they live and like what's being provided for them, and that's like
I mean, let's really look at it though, because at least here in Long Branch, before we took the class, did we really consider Long Branch as a food desert?
no, I didn't even know until we like actually
Yeah.
took the class.
So
and, like, started looking at all the
imagine just
statistics.
like the communities themselves, they might not even know because they're so used to it and it's
Yeah.
just so normalized for them that they don't understand, oh, maybe this isn't the
Isn't
best
normal.
option.
yeah. And I think like especially when people are like struggling, like they don't even have time to like think about like why this is happening.
Yeah.
They're just so focused on like
Providing.
getting through it and
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
so
yeah.
definitely. I don't know. Xavier, do you know of any organizations or people who fight against food deserts?
Well, I mean, I know like Macrobites, which we interviewed. I believe we have a community garden somewhere.
Quick.
Yeah,
Well,
like-
we have one at our school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's what we mean when we say like there's just like a lack of knowledge. Like
Yeah.
Long Branch has several community gardens, but like us as like a group. We know like 2 of them.
Yeah.
I
There's
couldn't
one on
even tell you where they are, honestly, if you asked.
there's one on 7th Ave, and then GLC, like the elementary school has one, but they're just like really like not talked about
They
enough.
really aren't.
Like,
yeah.
and it's like, because if more people knew about them, more people could contribute, and it could just like be a bigger thing. But like, that knowledge isn't even like spread. Like, there's
Yeah.
No,
it's
yeah.
not talked about at all. Like, yeah.
We have a good amount of like you said, we have like several gardens, but it's like, what are we getting out of these gardens?
Yeah, I mean,
And it's like good for having them. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go on, go on.
It's like good, like I'm happy we have them. It's just like there's not, like you said, there's not enough information being spread about them. So, what's
No,
Yeah. And even like when you look them up, like I was trying to see if I could find where they are, like literally 7th Ave Community Garden and then one at Monmouth University. Those are the only 2 that pop up, and then the rest are not even in our town. So it definitely, like, not even Google knows where they are. Like, I
Yeah.
just, like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot. But yeah. And then speaking of the podcast, we also talked to like Fulfill. They are a food bank based out of where? Asbury?
I think so. I can search it up real quick.
Asbury?
it was red pink now.
No, that's No Limits Cafe.
Oh,
It's
wait.
in Monmouth and Ocean counties. I think.
Yeah, Ocean County.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
County.
that doesn't, like, really... But yeah,
Oh wait,
we
yeah,
met,
it didn't make-
I believe the lady's name was Jeanette. Janelle.
was very
Janelle.
nice.
Sorry.
Janelle was
I'm so
very
sorry,
nice.
guys. Her name was Janelle. She was a very nice lady. And she talked to us about the food bank and just, like, what they do. And I feel like food banks, again, like, we really... Oh, Fulfill is out of Neptune. So, yeah, I feel like food banks, food distribution centers, like, we need to...
We need to spread more information.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's definitely not talked about enough, and I think like that stuff relies on us, because like there's only so much that like other people can do, like without
Yeah.
people going there and helping to like
Yeah. I think it would
You
be
know.
cool if sometime like we'd volunteer like as
as a
like
group,
a group,
yeah,
like, or
group.
like we advertise like, oh, we should like be helping out more and like volunteering to help these food centers.
yeah,
I think it definitely spread like a lot more information about them.
yeah.
Because food insecurity, it's food insecurity. Like, a lot of times I feel like maybe people just who, like, wants to speak up about, I don't mean that in, like, a negative way, but it's, like, more information just needs to be spread because sometimes it's harder to speak up about it.
Yeah, because it's like difficult to like
Yeah.
say. No, yeah. I
Especially
know
if,
what
like, you're dealing with it personally.
Yeah.
It's-
No, yeah, definitely.
People just sometimes need more roots to, like,
To be able to like
Yeah,
connect with
reach
one
out,
another.
yeah.
Yeah, in New Jersey alone, it says here that 9% of children live, like, they're food insecure. And especially, like, as you get older, I feel like in high school, like, it's a lot scarier to, like, come out and be like, hey, like, I need help. Like, I don't have this. And I feel like that's why, like, I think these conversations are important, because it's not, like, you're not alone. And also,
Yeah.
like, it's okay to, like, speak out and, like, ask for help and seek resources to help you. Because... you know, it's important to do so.
yeah.
So Xavier, do you feel like you learned a lot today?
Definitely.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
Being here.
Oh,
wow.
Thank you.
Wow. So kind.
All right. So I believe, unless anyone wants to add anything else.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm happy we have this podcast because it's good to communicate about these things, and I'd hope this like podcast is like spreading more awareness.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, and season 2 is unfortunately coming to an end very soon. I think we only have one more episode, and then
Gosh,
Oh.
that's the end. So,
a
Yeah.
wrap on junior year.
yeah.
Yeah. It's scary.
But yes, so that is all for today. Thank you guys for joining us today at Social with the Side of Justice. Have a great day, and we will see you on the next episode.
Bye bye.